Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in for another video. In this video, we'll be learning the basics of algebra. Let's get right into it. Algebra is an area of mathematics in which symbols are used to represent numbers or unknown values in an equation. For example, 3 plus 4 is equal to x. So we use a symbol when we don't know what a number is. Therefore, x would be the symbol in this equation, and it would be the placeholder for the unknown value. Please note, these symbols can be any letter from the alphabet A to Z. But the most popular ones used are X and Y. Did you know the basics of algebra follows the rules of arithmetic? And yes, it uses the same four operations arithmetic is built on, which are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So, algebra follows these same four operations which arithmetic is built on. In algebra, these operations involves both constants and variables. Let's take a look at the equation that was shown earlier. 3 plus 4 is equal to x. This equation is known as an algebraic equation. A very important thing about algebra is that it introduces a new element, which is the unknown. So in this equation, x would be the unknown. And to the left of the equal sign would have the known values, which are 3 and 4. So the known values is what would refer to as the constants. And would refer to the unknown value, which is represented by an x, as the variable. Note briefly, variable is a very important concept of algebra. Now, the main goal in algebra is to figure out what the unknown value is in an equation. And when that is done, it is called solving the equation. So our main goal is to figure what the unknown value is in the equation, and when that is done, it is called solving the equation. In this equation, it is very easy to see that the unknown value is 7, because if you add 3 and 4, that would turn into 7 equal x, which is the same as x equal 7. So now we know what x is It's just 7. That was pretty easy, right? That's why in algebra we are given equations in a more complicated way. Like this: x minus 4 is equal to 3. This is exactly the same equation as 3 plus 4 is equal to x. But it has been rearranged that it is not quite as easy to tell what x is. Now, let me show you that x is the same value in both equations. So, x minus 4 is equal to 3. We're going to eliminate or remove this negative 4 from this side and add it to this side. So we're going to use positive 4 to eliminate the negative 4, and we're going to add a positive 4 to this side as well. So that would cancel that. Then x would equal to 4 plus 3, 7. So you see exactly what I mean? X would have the same value in both equations. Let me do it another way. X minus 4 is equal to 3. We can remove the negative 4, bring it over to this side, and then it becomes a positive 4. So x would then be equal to 3 plus 4. X would be equal to 7. So x in both equations has the value of 7. Solving equations in algebra is not as hard as it seems, but we're going to learn a lot more about how to solve algebraic equations in upcoming videos. Now, let's learn some important rules on how symbols can and can't be used in algebraic equations. The first rule you need to know is that the same letter can be used in different equations to stand for different unknown values. For example, in the equation we solved earlier, 3 plus 4 equal to x. The letter x is used to stand for 7. But x can stand for a different value in a different equation. So for example, 2 plus x is equal to 5. In order for both sides of the equation to be equal, x must have the value of 3 in the equation, because 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. So x or any other letter from the alphabet A to Z can stand for different values in different equations. And that's okay. But what is not okay is for a letter to stand for different values in the same equation. So for x to stand for different values in the same equation at the same time, that is not okay. I'm going to show you an example. If we have x plus x is equal to 6, there's a lot of numbers that we can add together to get 6, like 4 plus 2. But if we have the first x standing for 4 and the second x standing for 2, we would have x standing for two different values in the same equation, and that would be confusing. If there was two different symbols in the equation, for example, x plus y equal 6, then 4 plus 2 equals 6 would be okay. In algebra, if you see a letter more than once in an equation, it is representing the same unknown value. We can't use the same letter to represent two different values at the same time, but two different letters can be used to represent the same value. Let me show you an example of that. So for example, x plus y is equal to 4. There's a possibility 3 plus 1 would be equal to 4 as well, and 1 plus 3 would be equal to 4. But also 2 plus 2 is also equal to 4. So even though different symbols are usually used to represent different values, there are times when you'll find that different symbols are of the same value. Wow, we have learned a lot about algebra basics so far. So this problem should help you understand something very important about how symbols are used in algebra. Did you notice there were different possible solutions in the equation? In other words, y could have the value of 1, 3, or 2 depending on the value of what x was. If x was 1, then y would have been 3. And if x was 2, then y would also be 2. And if x was 3, then y would be 1. So y can't have two different values at the same time, but its value can change over time if the value of x changes. So in the equation, x plus y equals 4, y would be the variable because its value can change or vary. But in fact, both x and y are variables because their value will change depending on the value of each other. Any letter of the alphabet A to Z can be referred to as a variable. But the concept of variable is really used when we are talking about values that can be changed or vary in the same equation. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have learned something from this video. Stay tuned for my upcoming videos on algebra. Please like, share, comment, tell a friend about the channel, and if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please remember to subscribe to my channel and turn that post notification on so you get notified when I upload my next video. Stay safe.